Previously on Resiliently Me TV, I shared some behind the scene footage of a failed attempt of getting the street interviews. And here's some clips from the video.
But just born ugly?
I think I think everyone like who they like.
I don't care what nobody say, because if I'm happy, I don't care what nobody say.
Period. Hey guys, welcome back to Resiliently Me TV, where we go through our journey one step at a time. And I have some bad news, unfortunately. I did not have the microphone on in this interview that you're looking at right now, so you guys can't hear anything that we're saying. And these guys were so fun. I enjoyed interviewing them. They were so awesome. And it's sad that their energy, where their creativeness, their awesomeness, their funness, it's not going to be able to be heard. But I still wanted to show this because this is the resilient life. We grow through our journey. We make mistakes. Nothing over here is perfect. So I just want to show y'all that even though we made mistakes, I'm learning, I'm growing. I'm learning how to do these street interviews, what works best, what doesn't. So I do have some other interviews for you to enjoy. Here they go. Love you guys. Hey. So what's your name?
Elizabeth.
Hi, Elizabeth. I'm Erica. And my first question for you, do you think people can be ugly?
Yeah, you can. Like personality.
Like physically?
Physically, I think all God's creatures are beautiful. So I can't, say that. I think personally you can believe that you're ugly, but...
That's perfect. I was just going to say that no one is ugly because we were created in the image of God. So that was perfect. So, as far as dating, you're married, right?
Not yet.
Not yet? Yeah. Okay. When it comes to dating, do you have like a preference as far as appearance? Like, do they have to be a certain height, look a certain way? Do you have any preferences like that?
Yeah, I think for me it's like culturally, like we have to be like the same culture. And, obviously a little bit taller than me and everything like that. And that's it. Like, and personality. Personality is a big thing.
Okay. And what's your nationality?
I'm Hispanic Mexican.
Okay. So the question I was going to ask, you know how you see on TV they put like black people with the lighter skinned people like at a higher standard than the people who are darker skinned?
Yeah.
Do you believe in that or agree with that?
I'm sorry?
Do you believe in that or agree with that people? Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I don't believe in no. It's in our community too, so I don't believe in.
That's interesting. So in your community, as far as colorism, how does it work? Like how?
So for us, I think like in the media, Hispanic media, you would see perfectly like a blonde, light skin, blue eyed person like in a newscast or like just like in novellas and stuff, whereas like somebody who looked like me, it would be like the maid and things like that. But then there's also Afro Latinos or like people who are like indigenous who wouldn't even be portrayed in the media or you can tell like going to Mexico, like you can tell like the indigenous Hispanic Mexicans, they're lower class than like for me, like for myself,
Yeah.
Whereas like when I go back to where my dad's from or my mom's from, like it's still poor.
Yeah.
But it's not like they're not on the street.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Thank you for that insight, because the last two videos I did was basically talking about how people call people ugly, but there's no such thing as an ugly person. And my second video was about lighter being darker, colorism basically. Just about that everyone's beautiful in their own way, in their own right. No one is ugly. No complexion makes anyone more beautiful. So I thank you so much for your insight, because it was right on track with what I had. So if we want you to say bye to the people.
Bye.
All right, what's your name?
So my name is Brandon McCowan.
Okay, so my first question for you, do you think people are ugly physically?
On the inside, sometimes.
Well,
physically, nah, I think everybody's beautiful. You just gotta find the right person for you.
That's good. Okay. So when it comes to dating, do you have a preference for dating?
Dark hair, dark eyes.
Okay, so you do have a, okay, do you ever date outside of your preference?
Rarely.
Rarely. Okay, so you like dark hair, dark eyes, olive skin, or no?
Any kind of skin.
Any kind of skin. Okay, so you don't have a preference as far as them being lighter or darker?
Nah, that don't matter to me.
Okay. All right.
I'm in
So,
with any skin. It don't matter.
do you date outside of your race?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm from Miami. You know, it's
Me
diverse.
too.
Really? Well, I'm from
Yes.
Fort Lauderdale. I just say Miami because,
Yeah, no,
everybody knows Miami.
Before I moved here, I lived in North Lauderdale. Yes.
Oh, it's right down the road. I was in Coral Springs.
Yeah, yes. The Coral Springs is like back in the back of my house. That's cool. That's crazy.
Florida love right there.
Yes. And you do engineering, right?
I do video film, yeah, stuff like that, marketing, directing.
Well, if you want to do a little shout out, put your business out there, let the people know.
All right, so you can find me Film Engineers on Instagram. Yeah, find me on there.
Cool. Thank
Here
you.
with Resiliently Me.
Yes.
Yeah, she's the bomb diggity.
Hey.
I don't even know if people say that anymore, but
We do.
yeah.
That's all that matters. But thank you so much for allowing me to interview. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I got my cousin here. Bonus footage, a bonus interview. And I'm going to ask her the same questions. So you can start off with introducing yourself.
Hi, I'm Jamila B.
Okay. And the first question I'm going to ask you is, do you think people can be ugly physically?
Absolutely. I think beauty is in the eye of the beholder, so what might be beautiful to me or attractive to me may not be to someone else, and what I might not find attractive, somebody else just might. So I do think beauty is subjective.
So you think beauty is subjective, so you're saying you think people can be ugly?
Yes. I think especially if they have an ugly soul, if they're ugly on the inside, that exudes on the outside, so they become ugly to me.
So when it comes to deeming if someone is attractive or not, how they are on the inside or how their character traits plays a part in whether or not they're attractive, or you deem them ugly or not ugly.
Yeah, because I could physically find somebody appealing, but if they have a terrible attitude, that will completely turn me off and they'll be ugly to me. So yeah, their personality and how they behave definitely plays a role in how I see them.
So as far as dating, do you have a physical preference? Like, do you only like short guys, tall guys, light skin, dark skin?
I just like somebody who I find attractive, who I get along with. I don't have a preference.
You don't have a preference.
I don't have I mean, of course, I like to wear heels, so of course I'm not big on like somebody small, shorter than me, but I will date a short man. I don't discriminate. So.
Okay. So, do you feed in or believe in colorism, that lighter is better or darker is better?
I definitely don't. I mean, I was thankful that I was raised in a household where all complexions were celebrated, all hues of melanated people were celebrated. So I never felt like, oh, this person, just because they're light skinned, they're attractive, or if they were dark skinned, they look better. I just love, to see melanated people, and I don't think that, no, I don't play into the colorism thing. No.
Okay. So I'm going to ask you a question that I forgot to ask everybody when I did my interview.
Okay.
So in my video about is mixed better, darker better, I talked about bleaching of skin.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole bleaching of skin, like Safari came out and said he wants to start a new journey and he's going to start his lightening skin process. And this other girl, I think her name is Dencia. She's friends with Black China. She has a whole line of bleaching products called Whitenicious. It's not funny.
That's terrible, actually.
So how do you feel about people bleaching their skin?
I mean, I will say this. I know that some people have bleached parts of their skin because of, pigment problems or, skin issues. Well, when people go to the extreme measures of bleaching their entire body, like trying to conform to something like Sammy Sosa, and people who have completely altered the way they look, that comes down to just pure self-hate. And I don't understand why people would, do that, because I feel like God made us all the way He wanted us to be. And whatever complexion you are, you need to embrace it and love it. So it's disgusting.
You think it's disgusting?
Yeah, because that's some kind of deep-rooted self-hate that this person has about themselves. That they feel that in order for them to be acceptable in society or to be viewed as being attractive, they have to lighten their God-given skin. So yeah, I think that's bad.
Okay. And as far as men, if you saw a light-skinned man walking down the street
and a dark-skinned man walking down the street, which one would you be drawn to the most?
Well, now I will say this: if the light-skinned man is looking like LL Cool J, everybody else is out the window. But I mean, it doesn't. I mean, I don't know. Depending on. Everybody know I have a big crush on LL ever since the '80s. But it doesn't matter to me about complexion. I mean, an attractive man is an attractive man. Whoever piques my attention. I won't just look at this man because he's light-skinned, or I just won't look at this man because he's dark-skinned. It would have to be something about them that will stand out to me. Now, one thing I will say, I like well-groomed men. I like men that look like they take care of themselves. I don't like bummy-looking men. I don't like the scruffy look. I like well-groomed, clean-cut men. So if it's out of that, yeah, I have a preference in that aspect. But as far as complexion, no.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So what if a man, he looked bummy, like you say, you're not attracted to it.
Mm-hmm.
And let's just say, for instance, he approaches you, but everything else about him that you normally like in a man, he possessed. Just the bumminess is just the only thing that's off your list. What would you do?
I mean, I couldn't get past that. I wouldn't be able to get past the physical appearance of the bumminess because, I mean, I feel like you represent yourself when you leave the house. So if this is who he is, I'm not in the business of trying to change anybody to conform to what my standard of attractiveness is, or, you know, acceptability in the street. So I wouldn't want to, you know, date this man and be disgusted every time I see him. So I wouldn't even entertain it because obviously he has no problem with the way he looks. And if I have a problem off rip with the way he looks, it makes absolutely no sense to even pursue it any further.
So you would want someone that can compliment you.
Yeah. Yes, because I mean, I'm big on, like, I know a lot of people was upset with Monique when she was talking about the hair bonnets and different things, but I do feel like you're representing you when you leave the house. So if you find it okay to look a certain type of way, granted, everybody's not going to look like they're stepping out of a supermodel runway or anything like that every time they leave the house, but at least look like you brushed your teeth, look like you washed your face. You know what I mean? Those things are important to me. So if you're not looking like you've done any of those things, it's an absolute no for me.
And what about, okay, so fashion.
Mm-hmm.
So you meet a man and he's everything, but he just don't know how to dress.
Okay, not knowing how to dress is different because that's something that can be taught. I mean, I'm not saying that I want this man to look like he's stepping out of GQ every time I see him, but if it's just like he just doesn't know how to put stuff together, but he's clean, he's well groomed, he's doing the best he can, I can work with that. But if it's just you just don't care, like sagging pants, all that kind of stuff, I have a big problem with that because that's representation of what you deem is acceptable. So, no.
Okay, well, that was my last question. Thank you for allowing me to ask you and be a part of the bonus interview footage that I'm going to put in this video.
Okay.
And I know you do have a YouTube channel. Do you want to go ahead and shout it out to the people?
Yes, if you go on YouTube, look for Dazzle Me Please Productions. We will be up and running in the beginning of August, so just be looking for some new content. And thank you for having me on Resiliently Me TV today. Thank you.
And also let the people know what they can expect, like kind of content you have on your channel.
Usually we're gonna we've been talking about relationship stuff most of the time, like what in the hell are we doing wrong, like in the dating field. But we're going to be, changing up a little bit. We're going to be talking about a lot of different topics. We talk about current events, things that are going on in the community, just life in general. So just tune in. On Sundays, I usually go live at 5. So I will be back on and ready to go.
All right, you guys, the people have spoken. That was their opinions on if people are ugly, lighter versus darker. This is my first time doing street interviews, and there's many more to come. So make sure you tell everyone about Resiliently Me TV. Tell the cat, tell the dog, tell your grandmammy, tell your auntie, tell your food on your plate. Tell everyone about Resiliently Me TV because we're going nowhere but up from here. See you next time. Bye, guys. He was feeling me, y'all. He was feeling me, y'all. I seen it in his eyes. Let me stop playing. Thank you. It was nice meeting you. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. I don't know if I had the mic on, but
Resilient Lime.
Resilient Me TV.
Brazilianly me.
Yeah, it's weird to say it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Ready?